In this video, we're going to break down the idea of responsible government, one of the most important parts of how our democracy works in Canada. Responsible government is what keeps the Prime Minister and his or her cabinet in check. The first thing you need to know is that Canada's government has three branches. Parliament, which is 343 elected members of Parliament who make up the House of Commons, plus 105 senators. Parliament is the branch that makes the laws. Then there's the executive, which includes the Prime Minister and his or her cabinet. They implement the laws and run the government on a day-to-day basis. Finally, there are the courts, who interpret the laws and make sure both Parliament and the executive are complying with the Constitution and following their own laws. In Canada, the executive is responsible to Parliament. That means the executive must always have the support or confidence of a majority of the elected MPs in the House of Commons. The reason the Prime Minister and his or her cabinet must answer to Parliament is to ensure there is a majority support from the MPs for the way that this small, powerful group of people are running the country and spending our tax dollars. If the cabinet loses the support of the majority of MPs, they no longer have confidence, and the Governor-General will dissolve Parliament and call an election. So, what exactly is a confidence vote? It's when MPs vote on something really important, like a federal budget. These votes are called matters of confidence. If the government loses one of these votes, it shows they no longer have the support of most MPs, and that means they've probably lost the support of most Canadians. For example, let's say the Prime Minister proposes a budget, but more MPs vote against it than for it. That means the government has lost confidence. At that point, the Prime Minister is required to go to the Governor-General and request a new election. That's how Parliament can hold the government accountable, or responsible. But here's where it gets a little more complicated. In theory, every MP is supposed to represent you and your neighbors, the people who voted to send them to Ottawa. But in reality, most MPs belong to political parties. And in Canada, we have something called party discipline, a system where MPs are expected to vote the way their party leader tells them to, or face a backlash from the leader who might demote them or refuse to let them run again. So even if an MP personally disagrees with their party, they usually vote with them. This gives the Prime Minister and their team a lot of control, since they will usually have confidence as long as they have a majority of seats in the House of Commons, known as a majority government. Some people argue that this means Parliament isn't always an effective check on the executive, because most MPs just vote along party lines. That's where the official opposition comes in. The opposition is made up of the party that won the second biggest number of seats. They play a huge role in holding the government accountable. During question period, opposition MPs can ask tough questions and demand answers. Committees also investigate issues and examine laws more closely. Even though the opposition usually doesn't have the numbers to defeat the government, their job is to shine a light on problems, ask questions, and make sure Canadians know what's happening behind closed doors. And sometimes, when the governing party messes up, or where it has less than half the seats in the House of Commons, the official opposition can join with other MPs who don't support the government and topple them in a confidence vote, leading to an early election. So, what have we learned? Responsible government is about making sure the Prime Minister and Cabinet are accountable to Parliament, and that when the small group running our country is no longer doing a good job, we can have an early election to see if Canadians want a new party to lead the country instead.